I know you feel me, nigga. All right, Shalom, Israel. We the I.S.U.P.K. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of General YAHANNA. The I.S.U.P.K. is not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. None, nada, zero, zilch. I'm Officer Naquan from the Nashville School. Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah brought a thumb to my brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alathan by Hashem Yahweh Shah to my sisters. And we got a real good class. This is a class, the class that we're going to teach today, I'm going to teach today. It's one of those classes that I got to admit, I don't have a lot of patience for. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it all the way real, confessing good for the soul. This is one of those topics that, you know, I need to exercise a lot more mercy with. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to, you know, people being cowards, you know, I just have like no kind of, you know, patience for a coward whatsoever, you know. And then, you know, a lot of brothers and sisters also who come into the school and, you know, they will know that the Lord brought them to the school, but then don't have the wherewithal to stay at the school. You know what I'm saying? To stay in the truth. And it's you know, I just don't have no patience for them, man. I just can't feel sorry for them when stuff happened to them, because we constantly telling them to, you know, root yourself into the school, and then you'll root yourself. That's how you root yourself into the truth. You dig what I'm saying? When you root yourself, because the things that we teach in the I.S.U.P.K. are those things that are taught inside of the Bible. All right. So if you root yourself within the school, man, you will be in the truth. So when you leave the school, you are in essence leaving the truth. All right. So, and I just don't have no patience for it. You know, I don't have patience for, and that's something that I need to work on, I guess. You know, I could be wrong, but I am in the right spirit. You know what I'm saying? I do know that. I'm in the right spirit when I get bothered by people who, you know, leave the school. Because this is a school, I mean, the school is beautiful, man. It's brotherhood and sisterhood here. All you have to do is just follow the teachings that we teach. And, I mean, the Lord will be with you. You know, why wouldn't you want to be here? But I had to find out, you know, through studying and, you know, the more mature I get into the truth, that I find out that it's really not the school at all. It has nothing to do with the school whatsoever. has everything to do with, it's a spiritual thing. You know, this thing is, I mean, when people come and they leave, it's bound to happen. It happened to Christ. You know, I mean, I'm not going to get into that, but Christ had 70, you know, he had people who came to study up under him, you know, walk with him, stay with him, and then left him too. You do what I'm saying? So this thing is a spiritual thing that's happening. When brothers and sisters leave the truth, it's spiritual. It has nothing to do with the school whatsoever. All right. But we're going to get into the how and the why people become cowards and leave the truth. All right. Because that's exactly what you are as a coward when you leave the truth. You don't have any fight in you. And that's why people leave the truth, because they don't have any fight in them. They cowards. You know what I'm saying? They was brought to the truth, you know, to build them up. The truth builds you up, makes you fearless, you know, and just it's some people who just don't have that fearlessness in them because, like I said, it's spiritual. And we're going to find out when I say it's spiritual, we're going to find out exactly what I'm talking about in the scriptures. All right, y'all got any questions about anything before we get started? Any scriptures or anything that get broke down? All right, so we're going to go to Mark chapter 4, verse 14, because this is the first thing that we should know. You know, Christ told us, you know, I think my brother did a class about this last week, but Christ needs to know. I mean, Christ taught, you know, the people what spirit you should be in when you coming into the truth. All right, and why you know don't receive the truth, you know, is because of one of these four things that we're about to read. All right, so we're going to start off in Mark chapter 4, verse 14.
Mark chapter 4, verse 14.
Use your camp voice.
Come. Mark chapter 4, verse 14. Oh, I got it. The sower. The sower soweth the word.
All right, so it's starting off and say the sower soweth the word. All right, so he's sowing the word. All right, so these are like seeds. All right, so we sow the seeds into the ground. All right, so this is a parable about someone who's, you know, a farmer who's sowing seed unto the ground. All right, so you put seed into the ground so it can, you know, make fruit. You know, it can make you know, plants grow, and you know you can bear fruit off of the seeds that you threw into the ground. But it always depends on the ground. How much fruit you'll bear depends on the ground. All right. So now we're talking about the ground. All right. Read.
Verse 15. And these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown.
Sown.
Come. But when they heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word.
All right, so you got some people who are you know, they threw the seeds by the wayside. All right, so some people are seeds that are thrown by the wayside. And it said that as soon as they heard the word, Satan came and did what?
Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts.
Satan comes and take away the word that was sown into their hearts. So they received the truth, right? And then Satan came and took away the word that was sown into their hearts. All right, keep reading.
Verse 16. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground.
So these are some more seeds that the sower sowed, and he threw them on stony ground. All right, so let's read what the stony grounds were. First, we find out about the wayside. Now we're going to read about the stony ground. All right.
When they have heard the word, immediately received it with gladness.
All right, so these people immediately receive the word with gladness. As soon as they hear it, they like, yes, yes, Lord. You talking, yeah, you saying exactly how, I like, they read it, they hear the word, they just like, yes, yes, say it, bring it out. That's what them fake Israelites be saying. You know what I'm saying? They hear the word on stony ground, and they be like, bring it out. You know what I'm saying? We don't say that in the I.S.U.P.K, but it's some, fake Israelites who say that. All right, keep reading.
Verse 17, and have no root in themselves.
And they what?
And have no root in themselves.
They hear the word and immediately get excited because you're saying something that they know is right. But then they immediately, forget about it because they have no root into what you are saying. They have no root into the truth. All right. They immediately forget about it because they're not rooted in exactly what you're talking about. All right, keep reading.
And so endure but for a time.
So these people, they're not rooted in the truth, right? So they'll just endure for a little bit of time. They're staying here, and we done seen so many people, man, who come into the school, just like these seeds the ground that we're reading. There are so many people who come into the truth exactly like this. In my little time being in the truth, I've seen so many. You know what I'm saying? Some of them just not rooted, and then they don't have, they don't truly believe in what the truth has to offer. So what they do is they're here, they'll stay for a little while, then they go. Keep reading.
Come on. Afterwards, when affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake.
So soon as they mama or they granny or they girlfriend or boyfriend come talking about, you in a cult, they don't defend the truth with what they know. Or as soon as they say, why you ain't doing, Christmas? Why you ain't doing holidays? Why you ain't doing birthdays? Instead of defending the truth, keep reading.
Immediately they are offended. Verse 18.
And they are offended, man. They get offended and end up leaving the truth. All because their girlfriend told them, hey, man, you either going to quit going to that damn school or you going to, quit coming in my house, one or the other. So they get offended. Or it might be something in the school, a brother might be like, okay, brother, you can't keep coming in here smelling like weed every day. You need to stop smoking weed. Oh man, weed a herb. The Lord put weed here. I ain't got to stop smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? They'll quit coming to school just because of that. All right, keep it.
Verse 18. And these are they which are sown among thorns.
So these are the ones that are sown among thorns. All right. You are one of these four people. You know what I'm saying? And the keep reading.
Come. Such as hear the words. But verse 19. And the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering in. Choke the word.
So they hear the word. They understand the word. The word sounded good. But then the cares of the world come. They be like, okay, well, I need to be getting out. I need to get me some money. You know what I'm saying? The deceitful of richness. I need to go get some money. I ain't got time to come to class, man. You know what I'm saying? I need to go hustle. The cares of the world. I ain't got time to come to class, Young Jeezy and Gucci Man having a versus battle. I got to watch that. It's come on the same time the class come on. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, we'll start thinking about all the cares of the world, and it'll stop us from coming to class, man. It'll stop us from being in the truth. Because I want to keep up with the Joneses. I can't come to class and keep up with the Joneses at the same time. I can't be in the truth. All right, keep reading. And it chokes the word. So now the word that I done got, it done choked it all the way up out of me. Now I don't even want to be in the school because, you know, all of these things is going on in the world that I'm worried about. I can't even stay focused on what the Lord want me to stay focused on because all of these cares of the world, you know, I want to go out of town. I want to travel. I want to do this. I want to do that. And they'll make an excuse as the school is stopping them from doing these things. All right, keep reading.
And it becometh unfruitful. Verse 20.
And then they become unfruitful. Now they don't want to do any work. I can't go to camp. Now they can't go to camp because they're going to come up with some kind of excuse for the reason why they can't go to camp. They become unfruitful. I can't come to class. I can't teach a class. You do what I'm saying? I got all these things going on with me. I got a job I need to worry about. My job, you know, I need some overtime. So I'm finna work overtime. I can't come to class. I can't go to camp. They'll come with every excuse not to be doing the work of the Lord. Keep reading.
Verse 20. And these are they which are sown on good ground.
And these are the ones that are sown on good ground. All right, so remember those first three grounds are people who, you know, the ground represents the people. All right, so these are people who left the school. These are people who did not receive the truth. These are people who the seed that was sown did not grow in them. It wouldn't grow on them and grow in them. And it died. The seed died. The seed is the truth. And that seed died on these grounds. All right? When you leave the truth, it's because you are not on good ground. When you can't come to camp and school and do all these things, it's because you are the truth is not sown on good ground on you. You're not good ground for the truth. Keep reading.
Excuse me. Such as hear the word and receive it and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100.
These are the ones who, once they hear the word, they immediately start doing the work. The word is working inside of them because they are good fruit. And then they begin to bear good fruit because the word was sown in good ground. It's like ground that was around waters. Ground that's around water, that ground right there will have all kind of fruit. The word is like good water to the ground. So when that seed hit it, man, it starts to just grow all kind of fruit. And that's what a person who the seed was sown on good ground, that's what happens with them. That's those who come to camp. That's those who come to school. That's those who, you know, they try their best to, you know, do what, teach classes. That's those who do all the works, you know, want to help out with the poor, want to help, you know, have a food drive. You'll know a person if they are sold on good ground because of the fruit that they bear. And the fruit are your actions. You'll know by your actions. You ain't got to explain to nobody. You ain't got to do none of that. Your actions going to explain to everybody if you are good ground or if you're not. And when brothers leave the truth, it's simply because they are not good ground and did not receive the word. And the word could not grow inside of them. They wasn't allowing the word to grow inside of them. So this is one of the first things that you should know when it's come to a brother is if he gonna leave the school or if he not gonna leave the school. You don't have to, I mean, it ain't really hard to even see. You'll know by if the brother got the zeal to do the work. Your zeal is gonna make you come and do everything that it is the Lord needs you to do. Matter of fact, you're gonna be asking questions. Hey man, do I need to do this? Can I do this? Can I do that? Your zeal is what's gonna show. And the Lord is gonna be with you. He's not gonna allow anything to happen to you because you are a ground that's bearing good fruit. Drop that. Give me 2 Timothy chapter 4 and 3. It's gonna be time, like I was talking about earlier. It's spiritual, man. This is spiritual. This is bound to happen to everybody. Y'all, Trooper, check the chat too. Yeah. Make sure ain't nobody asking questions. All right, the ground, this is bound to happen. It's spiritual that brothers leave the truth. I thought it was just, I thought it was just something that, brothers just did, a couple brothers did. It's got to happen. It got to happen. It has happened inside of the I.S.U.P.K. If your your favorite fake Israelite group, right? Whoever your favorite fake Israelite group is, IUIC, name some more. GOCC. Is GOCC even around anymore? Is they still a group? Okay, GOCC, Sakari, who? What's the other ones?
Damn, what is some
GMS, AOI, what is it? HOI?
No, I think it's AOI.
HOI, all your fake Israelite groups, right? They all originated. You can go to any one of them. It don't matter who your fake Israelite group is. If you go back to their pedigree, it'll always lead back to the I.S.U.P.K. All right? We are the home of the truth. There's no doubt about that. There's not even an argument about that. The I.S.U.P.K. is where it all started. All right? But all of these fake Israelite groups that you love so much out here, they all came from us. And they were all brothers who were not good ground. And that's why they end up leaving the school. Because they were not good ground. They did not take the teachings that are inside of these scriptures and apply them. They did not apply the scriptures. They ran like cowards instead of applying the scriptures that are, written inside of the book that they call the Bible. They studied this Bible so much, but could not apply what was in the scriptures. And that's why I say all of them, every last one of them, were all on either stony ground, by the wayside, or what's the other? A stony by the wayside and among thorns. So they were all one of those three. Because if they was in good ground, they would have applied all of the things that Christ taught in the Bible in order to preserve brotherhood. They didn't do it. None of them didn't do it. And we're going to read in the scriptures how every last one of them brothers, it was supposed to happen. It was supposed to happen. Just the way that it happened. Read 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3.
2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3. I got it. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine.
All right, so the scripture said there will be a time when people will not endure sound doctrine. So the doctrine that Christ taught, people were not going to use it to bear fruit. People were not going to use it in order to preserve brotherhood. Christ taught brotherhood. And it's going to become a time where brothers will not endure. That means that they will not continue with sound doctrine. They will get a doctrine and then change the doctrine. Not the doctrine that they was taught, but then they will begin to change the doctrine. Keep reading.
But after their own lust.
But do what?
But after their own lust.
They'll change the doctrine to go after their own lust. So now you'll get a GMS who want to rape kids. Now you'll get a GOCC who wants to marry white women and let white women inside of the congregation into the Passovers and all of that. All right. Now you'll get an IUIC who tells you that you can't have more than one woman. And that snitching is part of being a priest. Snitching on a brother is part of being a priest. I mean, and you know, and they let Hamites inside of their congregation. That's a doctrine. That's when they're following their own lust. They didn't get none of them doctrines from the I.S.U.P.K, from the original school where they learned from. They changed up the doctrines. You know, I ain't gonna talk about Sakara. They're a spin-off off of GLCC. You do, I mean, GMS. You do what I'm saying? So all these fake Israelite groups, they didn't continue in the doctrine that they was taught. They left the doctrine to go start other schools to follow after they lust. Keep reading.
But after their own lust shall they heap. Is it heap? Heap themselves teachers.
And then they started and made themselves teachers. Now they don't want to be under authority. They don't want a structure. In the I.S.U.P.K, you have structure. And a lot of brothers just do not want structure. They want to be teachers. They want to be chiefs. They want to be the CEO. Instead of having a brother teach them. And then they can be up under other brothers. It was always structure inside of Israel. Moses created structure back in the day. It's always been structure. But these brothers don't want structure. They don't want to follow the doctrine that was given to us inside of the scriptures. They want to be their own leader. So they can say, man, we can have white women inside of the Passover. Because they know if they follow the structure that's inside of the Bible, that's taught inside of the I.S.U.P.K, they can't have white women inside of the Passover. Or they can't have Hamites inside of the Passover. Or they can't rape 12-year-olds and be inside of the I.S.U.P.K. So they had to go leave and teach their own thing. This was bound to happen because the scripture said it was going to happen. And then you have brothers who go to these same groups simply because they don't want the structure and follow the doctrine of Christ that we follow inside of the I.S.U.P.K. They want to go follow their lust. I want to smoke weed, so I'm going to go inside of this other Israelite group. They let us smoke weed. I want to have dreads. They let us have dreads. I want to continue to be a gangbanger. They don't have a problem with that. They had a unity camp the other day. I mean, it's damn near like Crips and Bloods. They fighting inside the unity camp. What's the purpose?
So like, who had a unity?
They fake Israelites, of course. They had a unity camp and was fighting in the unity camp. I've yet to see anybody in the I.S.U.P.K be in a fight. I've yet to see us fight each other. You know why? Because we already unified. We don't need unity camps. We are unity. We don't have to have a unity camp. And all of us have the same doctrine. We're enduring the same doctrine. And the reason why they fighting, because they not. They fighting over doctrines. That was the whole fight was about. When we tell people, man, the I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth, to come inside of the I.S.U.P.K and the Lord will be with you, we mean that, man. We saying that out of love. We're not just telling you that to be tooting our own horn. We telling you out of love because you won't have to go to a unity camp and get to fighting. Keep reading.
Come on. Having itching ears. Verse 4. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth.
And they're going to turn their ears from the truth. Then they want to say, and it's crazy because they learn the truth from the I.S.U.P.K. and then they're trying to say, we're not the home of the truth. How the hell is we not the home of the truth and you learn from here?
Right.
So we don't have the truth? So you never had the truth then. How do you have the truth when everything that you know you learn from us? But you say that we're not the home of the truth. How are you in the truth then? And they close their ears from the truth, man. When we've been the truth since 1969. Keep reading.
Come on. And shall be turned unto for bless.
We'll spell it.
F-A-B-L-E-S.
Fables.
Fables.
And be turned into fables, man. And this is what they do when they leave the I.S.U.P.K. They'll leave the I.S.U.P.K. and then all of a sudden Ruth is a Moabite. You dig what I'm saying? This is what happens, man, when seed has not been thrown on good ground. You leave the truth for all kind of reasons. You think of every excuse to leave the truth just simply because so you can go teach. I've seen so many brothers do this. They just want to be a teacher. They don't want to be a servant. Because you come into the I.S.U.P.K, you are a servant. We teach, but our main job is to serve. That's the main job, is to be a servant unto my brother, to be a servant unto my sister. That's my main job. My job ain't to jump on no pedestal and be above everybody else. My job is to be a servant. I have to be an example to the younger brothers coming up. So they can be like, okay, well, I ain't got no excuse. Naquan, he doing it. I ain't got no excuse not to do it. Naquan doing this, Naquan doing that, Naquan doing this. I have no excuse not to do it. That's my job, to be a servant to my brothers and to my sisters. Drop that. Give me 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 11:3. And like I said, this was bound to happen, man. It has to happen. It has to happen. People have to leave the truth, man. They got to. The Lord finna tell you why they have to. All right, keep reading.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. I've got it.
So like, what was it?
1 Corinthians 11.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 18. Salaki.
Come. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 18. You got that one?
Go ahead.
Verse 18. For first of all, when ye come together in the church, I hear that there are divisions among you.
All right, so this has to happen, man. You know, Paul was going through this in the church of Corinth, all right? They went through this in the church. Church of Corinth was just wicked too, by the way. But they had to go through this in the church of Corinth, all right? That Paul was hearing that it was so many divisions inside of the church, inside of the school. There was divisions. This happened with us in the I.S.U.P.K. All right? They had a division. They had a division going on back in the 80s, in the early 90s. They had a division going on. It was a split in the school. All right. Because, keep reading. That's what I'm going to tell you why.
Come on. And I partly believe it. Verse 19. For there must be also
Heresy.
heresies among you.
All right, so heresies. Somebody look up heresies real quick. Heresies. So it had to be heresy. Heresies are lies. All right, these are lies. Trooper, you looking up heresies? Heresies are lies. And it has to happen. It has to have, it's going to be lies inside of the church. It's going to be people who come inside of the school. What you got?
Okay. It's the definition of heresies.
Heresies.
Heresies. So belief or opinion constrained or to the word is ORTHODOX.
Orthodox.
Orthodox religion.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
So read the first part again.
Come. Belief or opinion constrained to orthodox religion.
Okay, so it's an opinion that's contrary to orthodox opinion. All right, so whatever the church said it was, it's contrary to what they teaching. All right, so this is what a heresy is. So heresies have to come. It's going to be, we had a heresy inside of the I.S.U.P.K, back in the day, and people wonder why, it was a split inside of the school, because some people believed that, people were coming in, they were saying that they was, King David resurrected, and, it was just all kind of different doctrines and heresies that was coming into the school. All right. So this was in the scriptures. This was happening in Corinth also. All right. So when people come in and they're not, rooted inside of the doctrine of Christ or inside of the doctrine that we learn inside of the Bible, then they begin to bring up lies and stuff. And that's something that we fight against so hard in the I.S.U.P.K. When you come into the I.S.U.P.K, I'm going to tell you this as a member. I'm a member of the school. So when you come into the school, you have to teach what we teach. And you can't bring your own doctrine because you're going to get cut up. You know what I'm saying? When a lot of brothers will come straight, they'll listen to these fake Israelite groups and then come join the I.S.U.P.K because they like the structure and the militancy inside of the I.S.U.P.K. So they'll come, but they'll bring those fake doctrines with them and then be trying to teach the fake doctrines on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Trying to teach it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? They'll start doing all these things. And then, of course, we got brothers who absolutely love the school and love what we doing in the school, who gonna check them for doing all of these fake doctrines and heresies that they trying to bring inside of the school. And we defend the school. I'm talking about with our lives, man. It's brothers in here, man, who would die to defend the doctrine that we have inside of this school. Because with this doctrine, man, we don't lose battles because it's the truth. There's a reason why we still here since 1969, and your fake Israelite group just started 10 years ago. There's a reason why we still here. But we're not allowing people to bring fake doctrines and heresies inside of the I.S.U.P.K. That's something that we fight that so hard. If the Commander General YAHANNA didn't say it, we don't believe it. All right, keep reading.
Right. That they which are approved may be made.
What is it? Manifest.
Come.
All right, so
manifest among you.
Among you. All right, so there has to be people who come in with those heresies, so we can understand that the ones who are raised up, the ones who are learned and taught in the school will be able to crush those heresies, and the people need to see it. The people need to see us defeating these other Israelite groups, man. They need to see us defeating these Christians, so they'll understand that who the Lord is with. And that's something that we take pride in, man. We take pride in understanding what Commander General Hanna has handed down from the 7 heads of what he handed down to the brothers that are in the school currently. We take pride in it. So we want to be right inside of the doctrine, inside of the learnings and teachings that we learn, so we won't have people come into the school and destroy the school with heresies. That's why the brothers learn. That's why the brothers teach. That's why we study so much. We study so much, so we won't allow another person to come in and destroy what Commander General Hanna has given down to the brothers, has laid down. If you truly believe in the school, you will be studying so hard. If you want to be an officer inside of the I.S.U.P.K, brother, it's not a cakewalk. I'll tell you that. It's not a cakewalk. You're gonna have to learn the doctrine and be a surgeon at the doctrine. You know what I'm saying? And be able to defend the doctrine. Because there's going to be people who are going to try to destroy the school. And it needs to be brothers who are approved. Once you get that oil on your head, you are approved to defend the doctrine. Defend the faith. It ain't just all about teaching. It's about defending too. Because we got brothers who are going to attack. And sisters too. We got sisters who are going to attack. Because they've been taught something from somewhere else and they'll try to bring it in here. And then end up getting kicked out of school because they aren't, because they're trying to destroy what Commander General Hanna has passed down to the brothers. All right, keep reading. Is there any more on that?
That's the end of 19.
That's the end of 19. Okay, drop that. Give me 2 Corinthians. Give me 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 13. And this is important, man. Like I said, it's spiritual. All of those brothers who left the school, all of your fake Israelite groups, man, they were trying to bring heresies into the school. And Commander General Hanna stood on what he was taught. He stood on what he was taught. He didn't change the doctrine. What we teach in the I.S.U.P.K now is what the 7 heads gave to Commander General Hanna. It's what he learned from the 7 heads. Your fake Israelite groups cannot say the same thing. None of them. They cannot say the same thing. And that's why we continue to tell people that we are the home of the truth. Because the truth never changed from Commander General Hanna.
Right.
But every last one of your fake Israelite groups, the doctrine has changed from what they learned before. What they originally learned, their doctrine has changed. And the Lord is not with them. Read what you get.
Come on, God. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 13. I'll go for that. Come. Verse 13. For such are false prophets, false apostles, deceitful workers.
They are false apostles, man. Deceitful workers. Keep reading.
Transforming themselves into apostles of Christ.
And then they left the school and then fooling the people, man, and having the people believe that they are of God. They left the school not being good ground. They left the school being one of those other 3. Stony, what was the other one? Stony, thorns, and on the wayside. They were one of those 3. And deceitful workers, man. Reason why the scriptures call them deceitful workers is because when they left the school, when they left the truth, they started to teach what they didn't learn inside of the school. And it's deceitful. It's very deceitful. They end up teaching the doctrine of devils, man. That's why you got fake Israelite groups who say the chip is the mark of the beast. You know where they learned that from? Alex Jones. A devil. They started teaching that. He been teaching that since the 80s. You know what I'm saying? These damn devils been teaching the mark of the beast was a chip that was supposed to come. And now your favorite Israelite group teach the same thing. They did not learn that from the I.S.U.P.K. though, where they originally got their truth from. They didn't learn that from us. Because we still to this day don't teach that. Keep reading.
Verse 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
And they teaching deceit, man. They teaching heresy, and they trying to cause confusion inside of our people, man. All they are is confusion. They just confusion. When you don't teach the truth that you was taught from the beginning, and you start teaching other doctrines, man, that include, you know, doctrines that come from the Catholic Church and come from, you know, conspiracies, you know what I'm saying? And they teach all these things. That's just causing confusion, man. And Satan is the author of confusion. But it was meant for them to do it. Keep reading.
Come on. Verse 15. Therefore, it is no great thing of his minister also be transformed also, as the minister of righteousness.
And it's no big thing for Satan's ministers to, you know, be transformed into ministers of righteousness. They are Satan's ministers, man. They are ministers that cause confusion. They are causing the people to sin. When you letting a Hamite inside of your organization, man, and let him be all up in the Passover and everything, then you are making room for him to kill somebody inside of your school.
Right.
The doctrine that you bring, the doctrine that Satan has laid on your school, on your leader, is causing people inside of the school to get killed. And now he got killed. He killed a Hamite killed somebody inside of the I.U.I.C. simply because the I.U.I.C. told him that he couldn't have another woman. So he got another woman and then had to hide it. And in order for him to hide it, he had to kill this woman. When the scriptures don't say you can't have another woman. The doctrine of devils. When the scriptures telling you that when these Israelite groups telling you that you can rape a 12-year-old child, man. Soon as she come on up here, you can rape her. You can have sex with a child. That pissed me off so bad. I got girls. And I wish a nigga would.
All right.
That's the doctrine of devils, man. That's when Satan has came into that organization, man, and is controlling their organization through their lust. And this is why people leave the truth. They leave the truth so they can go fulfill their lust. Keep reading.
Whose end shall be according to their works.
And their end gonna be according to their works, man. Reason why you got people killing people in the I.U.I.C. is because of their works, man. The doctrine that they teach is going to lead to people dying. The doctrine that they teach in the GMS lead to kids being raped. The doctrine that they teach in GOCC leads to white people ruling with us in the kingdom. How the hell is that going to happen? They're ruling the world now. How the hell is they going to rule the world in the kingdom with me? And it continues, and that's why they lose. That's why he lost to a white man. The Lord had to show him. That's why the leader of GOCC lost to a white man in a battle. The Lord had to show him. These same people who you love, I'm gonna make them embarrass you in front of the world. That's why these things happen, man. Because they left the doctrine and they teaching the doctrine of Satan, man. Is that it on there?
Come.
That was 15. All right, give me 2 Peter's, man. Give me 2 Peter chapter 2 and 1. I'm sorry, man. I just don't have patience for cowards, man. I don't have patience for cowards. When I know that this school raises up men, man, we feed the poor here. We feed the poor, clothe the poor, getting people off dope. The hardest brothers who would never go to your Israelite group, they come here. Because another hard brother who is just like them can show them how to get out of there. They come here. And people got the nerve to try to talk trash about the I.S.U.P.K, man. Got the audacity. When our works are proving that the Lord is with us. And it's proven, our works prove that you're a damn coward. Because if you wasn't a coward, you'd be in here with us. And that's why you left. And I need to have more patience for him. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord will, because Commanding General YAHANNA is so merciful that he will allow you suckers to come back. That's something hard for me to figure out. But I got to do it because Commanding General YAHANNA said do it. So I'm with it. If he say do it, I'm with it. And I just need to learn how to have more mercy, as much mercy as Commanding General YAHANNA has. Because I ain't got too much patience for you suckers at all. If it was up to me, you would never be back in here. Because I know what we have to offer, and I know how good it is for our people. Salaki. Read 2 Peter.
2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. Verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you.
And it's going to be false teachers, man, among us. It always happened throughout history. This ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new for fake Israelite groups to pop up. They was doing it during Peter time. They was doing it during Moses time. They was doing it during Isaiah, Elijah time. False prophets pop up, man. False teachers are going to pop up. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Our job is to fight it. Our job to get rooted inside of the scriptures so we be able to fight these false teachers. That's our job. And I don't plan on losing no battles. I ain't lost none yet. And I don't plan on losing none. And that's why I get rooted inside of these scriptures. So I won't lose the battle to a false teacher. Keep reading.
Who prevail? Is it prevailing?
Prevail.
Prevail. Prevail. Is it prevail?
Privilege.
Who privately.
Privately.
Who privately shall bring in damnable heresies.
And they're going to bring in, like we were just talking, they privately bring in heresies. Huh?
So it's like they sneak them in.
Yeah, they're privately bringing them in. They'll do it subtly. What is that the word I'm trying to? Subtly. It's a lock. They'll bring it in, you know what I'm saying, slowly. They just do a little bit at a time. And next thing you know, we'll be believing in the chip. They'll bring in a little bit of heresy at a time. Next thing you know what? Ruth is a Moabite. Now that he said it that way, keep reading.
Even denying the Lord that brought them and bring upon themselves swift destruction.
And they will even deny that the Lord, and this is the part that kills me. It don't kill me, but this is the part that gets me. They will even deny that the Lord sent them to the school. They'll leave the school, right? And then deny that we the home of the truth. They didn't have the truth at all. Then, bam, you know what? The Lord wants me to come over here to the I.S.U.P.K. Come to the I.S.U.P.K., learn the truth, and then leave the truth and say we ain't the home of the truth. I just don't understand it. So what did you learn while you was here? Because you left here teaching that the 12 tribes of Israel are on that chart that you got in front of you. If we're not the home of the truth, why the hell did you leave with a chart? If we're not the home of the truth, why the hell do you got on, everything that we wear? If we're not the home of the truth, why do you say blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in that order? If we're not the home of the truth. You forgetting that Christ even sent you to the school. Because you want to go out and teach your lust so bad. You want to go out and get high. You want to go out and have sex with whores so bad that you'll say, man, we're not the home of the truth. Keep reading. Is that it on there?
Come on.
Keep reading.
Verse 2, and many shall follow their...
What is it? Pernicious?
Is it pernicious? Pernicious?
I think that's what it is. Pernicious. Pernicious means it's a harmful effect that gradually happens. All right, that's what pernicious means. For example, like saying that you can, people gonna follow you saying that you can rape children. You saying that you can rape children. Then, people who want to rape children gonna be like, you know what? He right. It do say that. It's right there in my face. You dig what I'm saying? That's what the effect will happen, man. Keep reading.
Pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of.
And then people will see, and this was making it so bad. You know how many times, man, it be somebody who would just pop up to us. You know what I'm saying? I'll be talking to somebody and be like, man, y'all believe in you can have sex with children. And I'll be like, nigga, who told you that? We can't have no damn sex with no children. What? That's what these Israelites say. They'll say Israelites. Israelites say that y'all, you can have Hamites in the Passover. And we be like, we don't teach that. Where the hell is y'all getting this at? That's not us. And people will start speaking evil about the Israelite movement, so-called Israelite movement, and so speak evil about the truth simply because these damn fools out here teaching that you can rape children. And then people be like, well, damn, y'all raping children and everything inside of them. Y'all got, y'all talk all that the white man's the devil stuff, but y'all say that you can have white people at y'all Passovers. That's how these fake doctrines that these fake Israelite groups are teaching, or these brothers who leave the truth and be, because it ain't all about fake Israelite groups. It's also brothers who lead the truth, people who lead the truth and then become Christian lights, or they become, start their own teachings by their damn self. They don't start another group. They just teach by themselves. But they'll be teaching all these different doctrines that didn't come from the home of the truth. The doctrine that wasn't presented to the people originally. And then the truth will get evil spoken of. Y'all niggas in the truth, y'all snitching. I don't want to come to be no Israelite. Y'all snitching on brothers. You got a warrant, you getting snitched on if you're an Israelite. Israelites snitching on brothers with warrants. And people that speak evil of us. Is that it on that?
Come on.
Drop that. Give me Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 1. Yeah, this is a touchy subject for me, man, because it pisses me off when I know people who leave the school, man, simply because they cowards. You do what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. They just cowards and don't want to follow the doctrine of Christ. Read what you got.
Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 1. You got it? They say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? So
the Most High, when he's saying this, the Most High is talking about how we will leave the truth and go, because it ain't a lot of times, sometimes brothers don't leave the truth and go to a fake Israelite group. They'll leave the truth and go to Islam or go to being a Christian. I've seen people, leave and go being a Christian. Leave the truth and go being a Christian. I've seen them go to Muslims. I've seen them go to all these fake religions. You go into a fake Israelite group, that's the same thing as going to be a Muslim or going to be a Christian. You do what I'm saying? Exact same thing. You're leaving the truth. But the Lord, the Lord is like, okay, he's looking at us as his real. He's looking at us as a real. So when you leave the Most High to go be with another God, he look at it as you committing adultery. You are becoming a harlot. And a harlot is what? Go ahead. A whore. You going to whore yourself. You will leave the truth to go whore yourself out with these fake gods and fake doctrines. Read it one more time from the beginning.
Verse 1. They say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her?
So he like, okay, well, if you done left me and you go to another God and you want to return, should I take you back in? Should I take you back after you done left? Keep reading.
Shall not that the land be greatly polluted.
And now you are polluted in things. You done left here and now you done been polluted with another man's seed. You done turned into ground for another man's seed. The Lord, he compares you to land like Christ did at the beginning. But now, instead of you getting the seed that Christ lays inside of a product or the Most High, you become seed, you become ground for another God to lay his seed in. And the Lord said, man, you is polluted. Keep reading.
But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers.
And you done played the harlot with many lovers. You done left the truth to go out here and be a damn whore. To go out here and be a whore. When you could have just been a beautiful wife. You done left your husband who took care of you, who taught you everything that you know, for you to go out here and leave your husband and go out here and be a whore. Keep reading.
Yet return again to me.
And it's inevitable that you're going to return. And now you want to return back to the Most High. After you done left him and went to go be a whore. And the Lord said, now you want to return back to me. And I'm on that.
God, just say it.
Thus saith the Lord. Now you want to return back to me. And that's what always happens, man. And that's what's going to happen. Everybody who leaves the truth always finds some kind of way to come back. Commander General YAHANNA is always left out, he always left the door open for brothers to come back who done left. He always leaves the door open. For brothers who want to come back into the school. And you ain't coming back with no rank. I'll tell you that now. You can come back and be a trooper and start all over again. And it's a good thing, man. Because really you deserve, not to even be back in the ranks if it's up to me. But of course it's not. But Commander General YAHANNA, man, love brothers, man. He's very merciful. Because the Lord is merciful. The Lord is merciful. Drop that, go to 2 and 19, Jeremiah 2 and 19. The Lord is merciful. But brothers, they go out here and play the harlot, man, and with these other gods, and then choose to come back to the Lord. But if you in the school, man, stay in the school. Don't leave and go out here and try to, eat Thanksgiving dinner. Don't leave to try to go celebrate Christmas or birthdays, because your rib talking about, man, you need to celebrate all these things for the kids. Don't allow that to be the reason why you leave the school. You go out here and be a whore. Be a damn man, man. The whole reason the Lord wants you here so you can man up. So you can man up and be a man. Read what you got.
Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 19. Thy own wickedness shall correct thee.
And what?
Thy own wickedness shall correct thee.
All these things that you leave the school to go do is going to be the reason for your destruction. The wickedness that you going to do when you leave the school, because you are going to go blow a rod if you're a man when you leave the school. You're going to be a homosexual when you leave the school. You're going to go out here and do all of the abominations of the world when you leave the school. You lucky if you leave the school and don't OD. You lucky if you leave the school and don't catch AIDS. The Lord was with you if you don't. I'm scared to leave the school, man, because I know something bad gonna happen to me. You leave the school, you lucky if you don't catch a bullet right there in your dome. It's bound to happen. Read it one more time.
Thy own wickedness shall correct thee.
He said your own wickedness is what's going to correct you. We don't have to leave and chase you down to bring you back into the school. When you land up in that hospital, guess what? You're going to need somebody to pray for you. And guess who you're going to call? You're not going to go to your Christian pastor. You're going to need them brothers who you know is living a righteous life to pray for you when you laying up in that bed with that tube down your throat. You're going to miss them same brothers because you're going to be thinking about, well, damn, I should have never left that school, man. None of this would have happened to me if I would have stayed in the school. If I would have stayed amongst righteous brothers, I wouldn't have to be around these brothers who set me up and shot me. If I would have stayed in this truth, he said, man, your own evil works gonna correct you, man. And let you know, the people, everybody gonna know how evil you living. When evil follows you everywhere you go. When things start happening to you, then you'll understand, well, damn, I should have stayed there. Keep reading.
And thy backslidings shall reprove thee.
And your backsliding is what's going to reprove you. Reprove means correct too. Your backsliding is what's going to correct you. You came into the school and stopped getting high. You came into the school and stopped chasing whores. You came into the school and quit eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You came into the school and, you know, you quit gang banging. But guess what? Your backsliding is going to prove. It's going to correct you. Because you're going to go back into doing those same things that you stopped doing when you came into the truth. And like I said, you're going to end up catching a bullet. You're going to catch AIDS. You're going to OD. Some whore you're gonna get some whore pregnant. She's gonna put you on child support for 18 years. I mean, you're gonna have all kind of troubles happen to you. And because your backsliding is gonna reprove you. Keep reading.
No, therefore, and see that it is an evil thing and bitter that thou hast forsaken the Lord thy God.
He said, the Lord said it is evil. It is an evil thing that you have forsaken the Lord thy God. That after he done lifted you up, you turned around and went back to the way that the scriptures call it licking up your vomit. You turned back and licked up your vomit. You vomited it out and then ate it back up. God said it's an evil thing for you to go back and backslide, man, and forsake what he done gave you. Forsake all the teachings that he done taught you. All the corrections you done been through. All of the blessings that he done gave you. You done forsaked all that to go back and backslide. He said it's an evil thing for you to do. And bitter. Keep reading.
and that my fear is not in thee.
And that you don't even fear him. Because if you feared him, what would you have done? It's a question. What would you have done if you feared the Lord? Go ahead.
Would have never left the truth.
Would have never left. And he's proven to these brothers, all of these fake Israelite groups who not in the eyes with the I.S.U.P.K, who left the I.S.U.P.K and not with them, that's them. He's talking about them. It's evil. Because if they had a problem with any brother inside the I.S.U.P.K, Christ gave them direction on what they should do. And they didn't do it. They did not go back and try to gain their brother. They ran like cowards. Couldn't even look a brother in the eye and put him to the side one-on-one. All you fake Israelite groups who can hear my voice, anybody, why ain't you went to Commander General Hanna one-on-one? If you got a problem with Commander General Hanna, why ain't you went to him one-on-one? And you can still be in the school. We can still be one body. All you had to do was go to bring the brother to the side one-on-one. And y'all could have hashed out your problem. But you a coward, and you won't do that. You'd rather go start your own group and have white people at your Passover. Or start your own group and have them out there getting murdered by Hamites. Read that last part again.
Come on. And that my fear is not in thee, saith the Lord God of hosts.
And the Lord God of hosts said the fear wasn't in them, man. They didn't fear the Lord. They didn't fear him enough to follow his instructions on how to gain your brother. They didn't fear, brothers don't fear the Lord enough to stay with him. They'd rather run and go serve other gods. And the Lord said it's evil. Give me Jeremiah 2 and 27. Drop down to 27.
Come. Verse 27. Saying to a stock that thou art my father, and to a stone thou hast brought me forth, for they have turned their back unto me.
And now you out here serving these other gods. That's the scripture too I was looking for too, Allah.
Okay.
And now you out there serving these other gods. And then you laying up on your deathbed because the Lord done made sure that your backsliding reproved you. Now you laying on your deathbed, and who you crying out to? Of course, crying out to the Most High. After you done served all these other gods. Now who you calling? You calling the brothers that was in the truth with you.
God.
After you done served all these other gods. You done left the truth and served these other gods. And the Lord said, what? Read that part one more time.
Verse 27. Saying to a stock, thou art my father, and to a stone, thou hast brought me forth, for they have turned their back unto me.
And these gods, now you sitting around saying these gods done turned their back on me. These guys that I went out here to serve, that I left the truth for, now all these brothers done turned. Now I done went to go get new brothers. I done found new brothers, and now they allow me to get beat up at a unity camp. You dig what I'm saying? I done left and found me some new brothers and a new God. And now they allow me to OD. They allow some whore, you know, they didn't tell me not to go with this whore. And now the whore done gave me AIDS. Keep reading.
And not their face, but in the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save us. Verse 28. But where are thy gods?
Do what?
But where are thy gods?
What the Most High say to him?
But where are thy gods?
Where are those gods you were with that you left me for? Where are those brothers that you said my priests and prophets wasn't good enough for? Where they at? Why you laid up on the ground with your head cracked? Where them brothers at? Where the ones that you love so much? Where your other gods at? Keep reading.
But where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Let them arise.
Do what?
Let them arise.
Go back to your gods. Tell them to help you. Why you out? Why you lay down on the ground with your head cracked? Because your backsliding has reproved you. Go back to them other gods. Go ask them for some help. Go ask them other brothers who allowed you to get beat up at a unity camp. Don't come running back to the I.S.U.P.K. Go to them. Where they at? Why they ain't helping you? The hell you gonna get beat up at a unity camp? I mean, that's an oxymoron, ain't it?
Yeah.
The hell? The Lord said, man, go back to them gods. Keep reading.
If they can save thee in the time of trouble.
And see if they can save you in the time of trouble, in your time of need. When you have forsaken me, you have forsaken what Commander General YAHANNA has gave you. And you left the gift of God. This is a gift of God, man. This little sanctuary that we call the I.S.U.P.K, it's a gift of God, man. And you forsaking it to go back and be out in the world with people who hate you instead of being in the school with brothers and sisters who love you. Who gonna tell you the right thing in order for you to live a righteous life? You forsaking that to go out there and be with them. The Lord said, man, where's that? Is there any more on that?
Come.
Keep reading.
For according to the numbers of thy cities are thy gods, O Judah.
That verse, what verse was that?
That was the end of 28.
Read verse 29.
Verse 29. Wherefore will ye plead with me? Ye all have transgressed against me, saith the Lord.
Right.
Keep going.
Is that 29?
That's 29.
Yeah. And the Lord said, man, everybody, y'all just transgressed against him by not following the doctrine that he's laid out to the school. It's a sin for you to do that. Because you're causing the people to sin. When you leave us and then want to go out here and teach something contrary to what we teaching, then you're causing the people to sin. I mean, damn, man, damn, I can't even, man. I mean, I remember before I came into the school, I was eating them damn cold cuts too. I was eating cold sandwiches on the Sabbath just like y'all would. I mean, I was suffering, man. That was some hard stuff to do. I had to eat cold food. I can't even cut on a stove or microwave or nothing. That's suffering, man. You dig what I'm saying? And I didn't even have to. You dig what I'm saying? Go to Jeremiah 3 and 22.
Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 22.
We're going to end it on that.
Come.
Jeremiah 3 and 22.
Verse 22. Return ye backsliding children.
And this is, like I was saying, man, this is the Most High is merciful, man. He is extremely merciful. You know, like I said, that's something I need to work on because I ain't got it. You know, when it comes to this particular thing, I'm lacking in mercy. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to taking back cowards, you know what I'm saying? But I still got to look at them as my brother and my sister. You dig what I'm saying? They left us, you know, high and dry, but they still my brothers and my sisters, man. You know, so if the Lord is willing to take you back, you know, if Commander General YAHANNA is willing to take you back, I'm willing to take you back too. And the Lord said, read it one more time.
Come on. Verse 22. Return ye backsliding children.
Return ye backsliding children.
And I will heal your backsliding.
And the Lord said he would, you know, he done allowed you, you know, you backsliding. And then, you know, you got it, your backsliding reproved you. It corrected you. So once you got corrected from your backsliding and noticed that, man, the reason why I'm going through what I'm going through is because I left the truth. When you understand that part right there, then the Lord will take you back. But if you don't understand that part, man, while you out here backsliding, while you brothers out here leaving the school, while you out here going to these fake Israelite groups, when you don't return back into where the truth is at, You will die, man. You are going to die. Ain't no if and buts about it. You are going to die. But if you get reproved from your backslide, you get corrected and you find out, man, and you just think about it. Man, the reason why I'm going through this is because I'm not in the truth. The Lord said he'll return. You can return, man. And he'll do what?
And I will heal your backsliding.
And he will heal you from all of the things that happened to you while you were backsliding. I done seen brothers leave the truth. Something happened to them, and they end up coming back. Those are wise. You know, they made a wise decision to come back. And then those brothers become strong, man. And know that they can't leave no more. Because if they leave again, the Lord gonna kill them. They backsliding is gonna kill them. Lord said he gonna heal you from all the things that happened to you while you were out here backsliding. Keep reading.
Behold.
Is that 20? That's the end.
Yes,
Keep reading.
Behold, we come unto thee, for thou art the Lord our God.
It said because he's the Lord our God, man. The Lord is very extremely merciful, man. That's one of the attributes that a lot of people don't talk about when they're talking about the Most High. He is extremely merciful. His mercy endures forever. And a lot of people don't give him enough credit for his mercy. But he said that he will heal you of your backsliding because he is the Lord our God. The Lord never intended on you not following him. Lord never intended on you to leave the truth. The Lord wants all of us in the truth. He wants you to obey, but it's going to be brothers who don't obey, and it's going to be brothers who do. It's going to be brothers who, you know, are sown on stony ground, you know, thorny ground, and by the wayside. And then there's going to be brothers like the brothers inside of the I.S.U.P.K who are sown, the seed is sown on good ground. And with that, I'm going to pass the class over to Trooper Hakola.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into school, they're off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister is interested in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months where the brother and sister will court each other. After 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandments. You can find the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'asher. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give it to the church department teacher. Priest fund, free will offer for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation, the feast of dedication. 25th day of the 9th month. December 9th at sundown for 8 days. You can find the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 52 through 61. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, Amaja, you stand. All men in Israel, we're going to give one courteous salute. Amaja Shabbat. Amaja, Barak.
Yahweh Shemel Shabrakatah.
Yahya Matah. Saw. All men in Israel, we're going to give the sister one courteous salute. Amaja Shabbat. Amaja, Barak.
Yahweh Shemel Shabbat Shah.
Yahweh Shema, Lataba Hashem, Yahweh Shah.
Yahya Matah. Dismiss. Stay down.